need the power bar?
I don't think so. Well, maybe.
Or the extension cord?
Let's just take it because I don't know what power.
I'll come back for it.
Okay.
Yeah, from LA to Edmonton.
Alright, have a good weekend.
Have a great one. examine the next one, which with the TV. Harvey Award. I don't know. They came over and said they needed the TV, so maybe they should not do the just or when you're looking for it later. It's over. Thank you very much. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, that guy was fucking awesome. It was actually a crying shame that there were more people here.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. Did you show up at all? No, hasn't been to his booth, hasn't checked in. Yeah. That guy was, he was awesome to step in at the last minute, though. He was great. I wish he had a bigger audience. He deserves a bigger audience.
Yeah, those guys I like the long term. Right now, I don't know him, but that was
After this, Dad, I want to go look up some of this stuff. I am, because he's with me.
yeah.
You guys here for Kill Shakespeare?
Yeah, we're just gonna relax a little bit.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you got a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Well, you're sitting, okay? I'm running around a bit, so that's keeping you going. Yeah. Yeah, you put that jersey on. Whoa. Oh, no, yeah, that's the biggest movie. Well, let's try it on if you want. So
how are you?
No Zambonis.
No Zambonis. Yeah, can I get extra moisturizer? No. We're gonna,
To another panel and just like while they were talking, run up and take it off their table.
really? Why do you have moisturizer on them? Where do I plug it? Do you want moisturizer? Oh!
I tried to save you.
It's an interactive panel. Come on. We have first aid. Do you need first aid? Do you have this one's heavier. This is heavy. Do you want water? Where can I plug my laptop in? Yeah, PowerPoint. Oh, really? Oh, okay. You've got a panel room with no laptop? Oh, really? Yes? Any updates? Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, no, sorry. Look. Because you're afraid that I was going to throw something at you, right? That's what I do. How's the pizza? What kind is that? Sorry, pardon? Ham and pineapple. You can, sorry, what? Oh, I'm Anthony. Sorry. That's okay. Neither am I, so that's okay. I'm not famous, so don't worry. Where, do you know where I would plug the laptop into?
No, because they took all of our stuff out somewhere else. Like, I kid you not, like 5 minutes ago. So I didn't, and we don't have a list of things that you can, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know who has it.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I don't know.
Oh, I thought they sent me a list that says, okay, we'll have the laptop and, or so we'll have, you have to bring your own laptop, but they'll have. Okay. Yeah, because I know when we put together when we submitted the panel for the workshop, we said, okay, we just need a projector and blah blah blah. And that sort of thing.
I will find that out for you.
Okay, thank you. Do you think if I don't have a projector or anything, I can just like write on the wall? I'll just make notes on the wall. You think it's erasable? Do that. Okay, they've got a camera set up at the back, but they don't have a laptop, or they don't have a projector. Sorry? I really need some hand sanitizer now. Why do they leave hand sanitizer for you? I don't know why. It's on, yeah. Say, hey guys, sorry, it's we're about 5 minutes away from the grand workshop of how to pitch your comic. We're experiencing technical difficulties, so please do not adjust your set. I had brought my laptop with my presentation, but apparently they took the projector away, so they're trying to find that. So we'll give them 5 minutes, and otherwise we boo them voraciously when they come back. So I guess I can do it on the fly without that, but we'll see if they can do that. So just hold on, and we'll start in 5 minutes. Is that okay? Is everyone in a rush, though? Do you need me to... I can do the entire presentation in 5 minutes if you want. Like, I can talk really fast. Go now? Okay. How's everyone enjoying the con thus far? Woo! What are the highlights thus far for everyone? John Barrowman. All right. Anyone else? Who? Stanley who, though? Kowalski? That was a little theater joke for those in the crowd. Thank you. Okay, so Stanley, who else? How old is he now anyway? Like 90? And he just turned 90, and he's got the energy of what, like a 45-year-old, right? No, it's crazy. Like a couple years ago when we were nominated for Harvey Award for Best New Series, I sat at the table right beside him, and I just kept on staring at him the entire time, going like, man, you have the most energy of anyone in this room. Like, it's ridiculous. So I don't know if it's steroids or what it is, or a deal with the devil. What else? What other highlights? Buying comics, yes. What comics have you purchased that you enjoy the most? Are you like buying vintage ones or? Nice. Oh, nice. Yeah. Local stuff. Yeah. What kind of local stuff? Are there local creators here? Hey, how are you? Do you ever, hold on. We don't see a projector, so what do we think of that, people? I didn't hear you, sorry. What do we think of that, people? Wow. What kind of news do you have for us right now? Trish?
Okay, first of all, you don't start for another...
Can you lean closer to the mic, please? So everyone can hear this update?
You don't start for another 5 minutes.
Hold on. Another 4 minutes, actually. Don't mean to correct you.
And somebody is on it, but go ahead and start without it at first. And we'll have one for you. Okay, seriously, get the mic out of there.
I don't like your shirt anymore, by the way.
She was trying to say something nice to me earlier, but she couldn't even think of one thing. And that's why this is what we think of her, people. All right. It's a mixed reaction. I like that. That's okay. Yeah, hey, come on up. Who are you? I don't know. Who are you? You've got a red shirt. Come on up. He's a red shirt. Come on up, red shirt. How are you? Good. How are you? Good. What's your name? Keith. Hey, didn't we email before? Yeah. Oh, guys, wait a minute. We found out who took the projector out of here. It's Keith right here. What do we think of Keith right now? Oh, wow. Okay, why don't you come up here? I'm going to interview you. I've got 3 minutes here, so I'm going to interview you. Hey, this is Keith. Hey, nice to meet you, Anthony.
Hey, nice to meet you, Anthony.
All right, so tell us a bit about yourself.
My name is Keith, and I'm volunteering here this weekend, leading this room. So, I mean, any beef you have, I guess, is with me.
So, does anyone here have a beef with Keith? Yeah, we have a question from the crowd. Where's the projector?
There is no projector. There is a television. And it is next door.
What province are we in? They don't have projectors here in Alberta?
They don't in this room.
They don't in this room. Oh, yeah, good call. Okay. So where's my TV, damn it?
The TV, damn it, is next door.
Well, is it coming or what?
I can go and see.
Okay.
But we have to stop this ridiculous interview.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Keith.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right, so we've got 2 minutes left. Who else wants to be interviewed and booed and heckled on stage? Who are you pointing to? John Barrowman is not here. Yeah, local creator. Yeah, come on, man. Shameless self-promotion. Come on up here. Put your hands together.
Wow, this is what it's like to.
This is
be
what it's like, yeah,
famous,
yeah.
eh? You're used to this, though, eh?
I'm not famous. What are you talking
Oh
about?
my goodness! Look, I mean, he gets this for free. I had to pay for this.
I get Purell hand sanitizer,
You got
too.
Purell, so we're taking that later, eh?
Yeah, oh, damn
just
straight.
put it in
Oh,
pockets
yeah,
there,
yeah,
yeah.
take it, yeah, yeah.
That's
All right, so why don't you introduce yourself and tell everyone what you do?
My name is Dario Hudon Varelli, and
Where are you from?
I'm actually from Montreal, but I live here in Calgary. No.
All right.
And I'm
You're supposed to learn how to play to the crowd, okay?
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. And I'm actually here with my wife, Jacqueline Hudon Illustrations, and she is a children's book illustrator. Yeah! Woo!
And what's been the highlight of the con for you thus far?
The highlight of the con has been there was 2 zombies and a guy dressed as Rick from The Walking Dead. And they
Never heard of it. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it? It's a good show. It's about zombies and stuff.
Is that a local? Is that a local comic?
Yeah,
Okay.
They do it here. Yeah, they'll do it here in Alberta. And they had the Wrangler thing, and they're pulling them through the crowd, and it was just the coolest damn thing. And I freaked out. I was like, wow! And yeah, that's.
Sorry, what did you do?
I freaked out, and I was like, wow!
Sorry, what were you like?
I was like, wow!
What were you like? Yes, I enjoy stalling for time too.
So I have a question. So
It'll be about a minute.
So you're going to teach us how to pitch our phenomenal stories that if only the right people looked at it, we'd be here next year as guests, correct?
I think so, yes.
There you go. That's what we're here
Is that
for,
why I'm here?
right? Yeah!
There's a lot of pressure on me here. Who's heckling me? Yes, I guarantee. If you could guarantee me a TV, yes.
All right, we got it.
I don't know. Put on. Where does the TV normally go? Yes, your punishment is you must hold it up for the next 45 minutes. Okay, how am I going to plug my laptop in there or what? Does anyone know how to do AV stuff here?
Yeah, we'll take care of it for you.
You've done it before, okay. All right, well, hold on for... Dario, you want to come up and entertain everyone again? All right. Yeah.
HDMI out.
HDMI, oh, HDMI, okay.
No, you mind?
Sorry, what?
You mind if I take a look?
Yeah, take a look at HDMI. Is right.
HDMI?
Oh, yeah.
Fancy.
That's fucking around here, eh?
No doubt. Jeez Louise.
It may look like amateur hour, but it's not.
It does look like amateur hour, yes.
Hey, easy.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know the mic was
I can't
on.
hear you.
And so can they. Oh, I got to boot up my presentation, too.
Yeah, she got to turn the computer on. It works like a laptop.
It does work like a laptop.
It's all PowerPoint. Why don't we use a Mac? I think I got the stage.
You son of a... Is it on? We don't have a plug-in here, do we? For the laptop? Do we plug in at all? No.
Do you need one?
Not absolutely necessary, but okay. Wait a minute. We may have something here. Hold on. I hope we all burst into spontaneous applause as soon as he gets us working, right? Retrieving data.
Laptop is on.
The laptop's on, yes.
All right, all right.
Come on.
Just checking. I'm just
I'm not that stupid.
Oh, come on.
I'm from Toronto, but I'm not that stupid.
Come on now.
Come on. Hey now.
All right. All right, so we got this here. We got this in here.
It's not working, is it?
It's not.
Do I have time for a joke or something?
If you know one.
Whatever. While we're waiting here for Keith to finish off everything here, would anyone like to hear a joke? Yeah, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Would you like to hear the world's funniest joke? No? Okay. Forget it then. No, actually, they did a study like 10 years ago, I think. What are you looking for?
Just a video out.
You have to unplug the TV. What?
Don't worry, we're on it.
We're on it. All right, so 10 years ago, they actually sanctioned, I think it was the Swedish government. This isn't part of the joke, this is the build-up, the prelude to it, if you will. So they actually did a research study. They got like hundreds of thousands of dollars from the government to find the world's funniest jokes. So they traveled around to all the different countries, and so they discovered, found out the funniest jokes from different countries and which ones would work the best. And so the world's funniest joke is this one here, and I hope I don't slaughter it. So Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson go out. They decide to go camping one weekend, and so they set up the tent. They have they have the fire, all that kind of stuff, and then they go to bed at night, both in the tent. And then so halfway through the night, what? Hey, all right. That was horrible timing. I'm in the middle of my joke, though. Come on, Keith. Jeez. This is coming from the AV guy at the back of the room. What the hell? Wow, that reminds me of when I was in high school and I was the AV guy laughing at people, so. It's come full circle. Anyway, so they're out camping. All of a sudden, it's the middle of the night, and Sherlock Holmes turns over and goes over to Dr. Watson and taps him on the shoulder and says, wake up. And so Watson looks up, and so Sherlock Holmes is like, Dr. Watson, what do you see? And he's like, well, I see it. I see all the stars, and when I see all the stars up in the air, I think, it's amazing that we can only see this number of stars. Maybe there are further stars beyond that. And if you think about that, maybe there is life on other planets and other solar systems, that sort of thing. And then Sherlock Holmes goes to Watson and goes, no, Watson, you idiot, someone stole our tent. Anyway, so thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Thanks for the delay. Thanks to Keith for delaying everything here. Is it the extension cord plugged in? It is. All right. All right. So thank you for coming this afternoon. I've already done all the preamble and warmed up. I've hyped up the crowd. It's funny. Just a brief little tangent here. I used to be in the music industry as a music manager, so I served as a hype man for Nelly Furtado one night, who was one of the clients that I repped. And so I had to be the hype man in front of 12,000 people. And I didn't know I was going to have to be the hype man. For those that don't know, that's the individual that warms up the crowd. So we were. She's in the middle of her world tour in 2007, and she was coming home. She'd gone through all of Europe for two months, came back, did Western Canada, including a stop here in Calgary, and then she was doing a show at the ACC, 12,000 people. So we were actually recording it for purposes of a live for a DVD and a live album and that sort of thing. So legally we had to cover our asses and made sure there were signs all around the ACC. And then they, with about 5 minutes to go, they're like, oh, someone had better go up there and make an announcement. And so they stick the mic in my hand and I'm like, what? And I wasn't freaking out because I knew there'd be 12,000 people there. I was freaking out because I want to make sure that I had the right proper legal terminology and that sort of thing. So I said, well, what am I supposed to say? And they're like, just tell them they're being taped and that they're, and get them excited. So I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. So I hop up on stage and I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, the place goes wild. And I just look around, I'm like, I could get used to this. This is a lot of fun. So no, I just had to, I warned them and then I hyped them up. But so I can say for one night and one night only, I was the official hype man for Nelly Furtado. Word. Thank you. Wow. You guys are so generous. My name is Anthony Del Col. I'm the co-creator and co-writer of Kill Shakespeare. Who here has read Kill Shakespeare? Yeah. No, they put their hands up. That's what you get for sitting in the front row. Who here has never heard of Kill Shakespeare? Wow, I'm doing a great job pitching it, aren't I? Jeez. Why are you even here then? Sorry? Oh, that's what I'm here. It's not 45 minutes about Anthony Del Col. No? Oh, all right. That's. I feel like throwing something into the crowd then. Yeah. So I'm the co-creator and co-writer of Kill Shakespeare, which is published by IDW. It's an action adventure story where we take all of Shakespeare's greatest heroes and villains and we put them all together in the same world, same story, same adventure. They're on a quest to track down and kill or save a mysterious wizard by the name of William Shakespeare. These here, I believe, are some of the covers from the 12 issues. Originally came out as a 12-issue series with IDW Publishing. Collected in 2 trade paperbacks, and then since people wanted more, the first volume actually is now in a 5th printing. So we just launched a new mini-series sequel called Kill Shakespeare: The Tide of Blood. So the first 3 issues of that actually are out at comic book stores. I have 2 of them here at the show. The third one, IDW didn't get to me on time. So unfortunately it's not here. So it came out, in addition to the comic book series, we've now adapted it for other mediums. We have a stage production of Kill Shakespeare that's played in about a dozen cities around the world. It just had its international debut 2 weeks ago in Dubai in the Middle East. It's a really cool hybrid of theater and stage. So what we do is we take the images from the series, project them, on a projector, which apparently they don't have in Alberta. We project them on a screen, and then we have panels of actors that read out the dialogue and create the sound effects and do the music live. So it's like a radio play or comic book come to life. We're in the development on a feature film, mobile game, enhanced graphic novel, and educational guide. So, but again, we're not here to talk specifically about Kill Shakespeare, but more about how to get everything pitched. This here is a quick little presentation that I've done together. I can talk about what I've done with Kill Shakespeare, the pitching process. If any of you guys are interested in the marketing process, like once you have a comic or how you can get it into retailers' hands, all this stuff, I'm happy to. Oh, by the way, I should probably mention all this. I have about an hour and a half worth of material here, and we only have about 45 minutes or 40 minutes, thanks to Keith. And so whatever I can't answer or what I can't present today, you can just catch me down at my table today or tomorrow and answer any questions. I'm also happy to answer questions over email, and I post my email address on here as well, and it's on the website and everything. So before I launch everything, like specifically, you guys are looking on how to pitch, like what a pitch package should look like, how to find the right publisher. Is there anything else that I could talk about? No, just generally that's the sort of things you want to do. Okay, so very quickly, the Kill Shakespeare path. What we did was. And then one of the reasons I like to do this workshop is that this is my first comic project. I'd never done anything. I'd worked in the music industry, as I said. I've done film and TV here in Canada, but this is the first project that did in the comics world. So I like to just give back as much as possible. There were some great individuals that helped us out along the way. Ty Templeton, who's done some great stuff, and other creators. People from Diamond Comics have been great. So I just want to help out as much as possible. So of course we came up with the concept of Kill Shakespeare. Conceived it 10 years ago. It was about 5.5 years ago that we started to work on it seriously and develop it as a comic book series. What we did was we found an artist, Andy Belanger, who's based in Montreal now. He was in Toronto at the time. We had talked to about a dozen artists from all over North America, and Andy was just the right fit for it. So we brought him on board. What Connor and I did was we fleshed out the first 12 issues of what Kill Shakespeare would be, which pretty much are what they are today. So in terms of the main characters, what happens on each individual issue, and I'll talk about this in the pitch package. Description, outlines of what happens in each one, and then the characters, character design, and I've got examples of that on the television set too, with respect to what the characters look like, when we need to put in for details for each character. So we had all the story elements in place. Now this is one where this next step is something that's a little unique and probably won't be followed by everybody, but since Connor and I, my co-creator Connor, who's in Chicago this weekend, and he asked me to say hi, by the way. I apologize for not doing that earlier. We both actually went to business school. We didn't go at the same time. We went at separate times, but so we have a business background. So we put together a 100-page business plan, and we actually raised about $300,000 in private equity to get everything up and running. Because what we wanted to do was, instead of pitching it to a publisher and letting them control everything and finance everything, we wanted to be able to finance all the artwork and the production, so that we could retain all the rights to it. So we could own the film and the game and the merchandise rights and all that sort of thing. So it's not the procedure that everybody has to take, but what we wanted was very similar to an image model. Are people familiar with what an image model is like? Yeah? Okay. Does anyone here not know that, so I can quickly sum that up? Yeah, okay. Perfect. No, please. I mean, any questions you have over the course of the next 45 minutes, like just yell them out at me or raise your hand or whatever you want to do. And I'm happy to answer any questions. But the image model basically is what Image Comics does is they will publish your comic book, but you have to pay. You basically have to cover everything in terms of the art. All the artwork, you deliver the artwork, the lettering, everything to them, and they just print it for you. But they take no piece of the back end. They get 50% of all publishing royalties or publishing profits, and then after that, any film, like if you have a film deal, if you cut a video game deal, merchandise deals, they don't take any piece of that whatsoever. So the deal that we have in place with IDW is very similar to that. So I mean, we control the property, we retain the copyright, everything else. Now, if you work with other publishers, that may not be the case. Depends on if you want them to finance it up front or if you're going to finance it up front. I'll walk through all this with you too. So we created the business venture, we raised the private equity, and that's one of the things that helped us out with IDW, obviously, because we're going to finance all the artwork ourselves. So like I said, I mean, we basically hand over the artwork to them. They print it off in Korea. They distribute it through Diamond Comics, and it goes to all the retail stores, both the direct market in terms of comic book shops and then the retail markets, the mainstream or the mass market as they call them. So we created the business venture, and then we created the interest from publishers. So back in February of 2009, we went to the New York Comic Con, and that was my first Comic Con, the first true big Comic Con I'd ever been to. So that was kind of a very eye-opening experience. I had the first 2 or 3 hours, I would just walk around with my eyes just glazed over because it was just sensory overload. So in this one here, what was interesting was that. And this is why I love the comic book industry, is that it's not that difficult to get meetings with publishers because they're actively looking at some of these at a lot of the conventions. So the only meeting I had set up in advance was, ironically enough, IDW. I had found the email address for Chris Ryle, the editor-in-chief, online, emailed him and said, hey, I'm going to be in town, myself and Connor. We've got this new concept called Kill Shakespeare. Can we set up a meeting? We'd like to tell you all about it. And he said, well, I'm really sorry. We don't have a booth. I'm really busy. I emailed him back and said, can you just give me 10 minutes of your time? And I guess he appreciated that or something, so he emailed back, said, sure, I'll give you 10 minutes, we'll meet at this time here. So that's one of the key things when it comes to pitching publishers, is just be persistent and know that, at first they might reject you, but just keep on going, and, eventually you can wear them down, I guess. Question?
When you made the initial pitch, did you have an artist already lined up? Or?
Yes, did everyone hear that? Yeah, the question is when we made the original pitch, did we have the artist attached? Yes, we did. Yeah. So we had original pitch package, which I'll show you examples of. And by the way, if anyone wants, email me and I will send you a PDF copy of our original pitch package. So you have that, and you can go through that at any point. We had Andy Belanger attached. We had character design work for all of the 8 major characters, and we also had 6 sample pages of what the comic would look like when we pitched. Yes. What we did with this one was we found we went and found someone that could do all of that. So I mean, he did the penciling, the inking, he did the coloring, and he did the lettering. Now that was just for the pitch package. But once we started the actual production of the book, we brought in a different colorist, and the lettering's actually done by IDW. So he did all of that. Yeah. The question is, what was the entire process for finding the artist? I mean, it was just, we started to spread the word and just ask people, everyone that we know. I mean, I found Andy because a friend of mine who's a writer, a television writer, who actually went on to win a Gemini Award back when Geminis were still around for Canadian television. He went to school with Cameron Stewart. So I approached Cameron. Cameron said, I'm really busy right now, unfortunately, but there's someone else in my studio, Andy Belanger, who might be good. So it's just word of mouth. So I mean, the best thing to do is come to conventions like this and go through Artist Alley and see who's there, talk to them, get a feel for what they're looking to do, what kind of art, what their art is like. This is one of the things I tell people about everything, not only just finding an artist, but promotions and everything that you're doing. Just talk to everyone, because you never know who they might know. It's just spread the word, and you can go to DeviantArt and you go to all those other sites too. Other questions right now while I'm starting? No? Yeah, so basically, and then, so create the interest from publishers. So we pitched IDW, we pitched about 4 or 5 other publishers at the convention in February of 2009, and then within a month we had interest from 5 different publishers, and then we signed officially with IDW in June of 2009, and then the first issue came out in April of the next year. So that was the initial thing. So the most important part of the process for us was the pitch package, or that's how we started. So the pitch package, we basically have the story and issue synopses. Now, the first thing I'll stress about the pitch package, I call it a pitch package. You could also call it a series Bible. I'm sure there's other terminology used for it, but this is, I'll just, for the benefit of today, I'll just use the pitch package as what we call it. Story and issue synopsis. The first thing is make it clean and as simple as possible. I see people give me pitch packages or one sheets or anything all the time, and it's just so jumbled with artwork, and there's just so much text, and there's just so much information that it gets really, really boring. Like it's too much. It's overload. So keep it as simple as possible. So I mean, I prefer a lot of white space. But just what I like to do is make sure that you can sum up what your concept is in one line. And put that in. Like the very first page we had the title page, and the next page was we summed up what Kill Shakespeare was. So, an action adventure story with all of Shakespeare's heroes and villains. Like that was it. That was one page. So you kind of go, you're like, okay, boom, I get the concept. Then the next page was we summed up what Kill Shakespeare was in one paragraph. So action adventure. Then we continued on with a bit of the story, and the next page was we summed it up in one page, so about 4 paragraphs or so. So kind of just keep it very simple, and then grow it from there. Grow from there. Grow from there. Is everyone here familiar with an elevator pitch? What the concept is? No. No, that's fine. No, that's fine. Not everybody knows what elevator pitch is. So an elevator pitch, quite simply, is say you walked into the elevator and the head of Image or the head of IDW happened to be in the elevator with you on the first floor. And so you're going up to the 9th floor, he's going up to the 13th floor or whatever. Not the 13th floor. So you basically have like 30 seconds to pitch your concept. So what you have to distill it down to a very simple 1 line or 30 seconds. Sum up what your concept is. That's your basic elevator pitch, right? Yeah, thank you. So basically that first page would be your elevator pitch, and then you expand it beyond that. Because with an elevator pitch, you want it to be able to sum it up very briefly, and then you want to hit the 9th floor, and then so-and-so from IDW or from Image or Dark Horse, whatever, says, oh, that's really interesting. Like he holds the door open. Oh, can you tell me some more about it? And then you expand beyond that. And if you still have his or her interest, you expand beyond that too. So that's basically how I would suggest that you do the pitch package. So then we did the character designs. I'll show examples of what we do for character designs, but show a couple different angles of what the character should look like, and sum up the character in a paragraph or so. What I like to do is give one line for the name, then 1 line of information about the character. So it could be like a couple words, that sort of thing, and then a paragraph. So and so comes from here. Like Hamlet is the Prince of Denmark. His father's just been killed. He unfortunately killed his girlfriend's father, who is the family's best friend, in an ill-conceived attempt at revenge, like that sort of thing. He washes ashore on this land. He's not sure what to do, like just very simply. And then sample pages. So what we did, again, we did 6 sample pages to kind of catch a feel for what the comic would be like. Now, sometimes you can do the full first issue. Sometimes you already have the full first issue. If you're trying to figure out what pages to do, trying to select pages that are the most that capture the essence of what your concept was. Or what your concept is, my apologies. So I mean, for us, we want to capture something in that very first issue, which was, Hamlet, he's hanging out with his friends, you can tell he's a little melancholy, he's a little upset, and then pirates attack, and you show a bit of the pirate attack. So you've got a bit of drama, and you've got a bit of action in there. So we are able to demonstrate that's kind of the feel for it. So we're gonna have both drama, and we're gonna have action in our story. And cast Hamlet into that action figure type of character, and then also this is the other important thing. Publishers these days, it doesn't matter who the publisher is. If it's a new concept like this, publishers are so busy. They're putting out dozens of titles a month. They only have a small amount of time and resources to devote to marketing your concept. So they want to know that you're going to be a marketing partner with them. So this is something that kind of put us over the edge, I think, is that we actually included marketing, like a marketing strategy in 1 or 2 pages in original pitch package, what we wanted to do. So we want to target the retailers. We just, in all the market research we had done in the industry, and a lot of this is just, you guys as comic consumers will understand a lot of this already. So it's not like you need to know how to put together a business plan or marketing research paper or marketing analysis. But no, I mean, we basically analyzed the industry and we discovered that retailers are the key. The retailers are influencers in this industry. So we put in our package that we would target the retailers very heavily. So what Connor and myself and a team of interns did was we put together a month-long campaign to retailers when they're first ordering the book. Does everyone know how the ordering process works with retailers? You order through Diamond Previews magazine? No? So every retailer, every month they have to place an order for what they're going to order in 2 months from now. So right now is April. So at the end of April, so in the next couple days, they have to place their orders for June. So in Diamond, as the distributor, they put a list of, here are all the books that are going to come out in the month of June. And so the retailer goes through the catalog, they're like, okay, I'll order 10 copies of this, 50 copies of this, 1 copy of this, et cetera, et cetera. So in the 2-month period, or so in the 1 month period, which was 2 months before issue number 1 came out of Kill Shakespeare, we put together a 3-pronged campaign, which was we sent out personal letters to about 500 retailers in North America and the UK. We then sent emails from William Shakespeare to all of those retailers, and then ourselves and a team of interns called about 700 retailers across North America and the UK, just to introduce ourselves, introduce the concept, and it makes a huge difference because retailers are so used to being ignored by publishers and creators today, because Marvel and DC, they are Marvel and DC, and they believe that they run everything, and retailers should be lucky. Is there anyone here from Marvel or DC? By the way, yeah. It would be too late already, I guess, for me. No, and, sorry? Sorry? Oh, he's on the phone. He's interrupting me yet again. Yeah, so they basically know that they're Marvel and DC, and they've got the superhero titles that bring a lot of the people into their comic shops. So, you know, they should be lucky that they get to order from Marvel and DC's type of thing. So retailers really appreciate that extra connection and the extra the attention that you can give them. But anyways, yeah. So what you want to do is in the publishing package, put together strategies and also put together similar titles and how you're going to market similar to it. So, for instance, with Kill Shakespeare, it's very similar to Fables. Obviously, it's very similar to The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. You know, those sorts of titles. So we would say that, hey, we're going to let the retailers know, and we're going to target those sorts of consumers. The people that buy Fables will also be interested in Kill Shakespeare, so we're going to target them. And also, as you go on, you're going to kind of figure out what makes your title a little more unique. So how can you bring non-traditional readers to read your comics? So for us, Kill Shakespeare, obviously it appeals to people that like Shakespeare and the theater crowd. So we're going to heavily target those organizations and those individuals because they may not normally buy comics, but you know, we're going to target them and go through theater organizations, theater groups, community theater, that sort of thing. So it's marketing ideas. So does anyone have any questions right now? All right. So as I said, anyone can email me later, and I'll send you a PDF copy of this original pitch package. But I'll just walk you through some of the elements of it. So obviously, as you can see here, this is the cover page with the original logo for Kill Shakespeare. Sorry, I'm just checking the time. I want to make sure that we don't go over. Yes, I put the copyright, yeah. It's a good question. He's asking about copyright. Yes, we did. At that point, when we pitched it, we had already registered. Well, we had sent in our registration with the American Copyright Board. It hadn't been approved yet because with the American Copyright Board, it's so far behind. It took about 18 to 24 months for them to actually sign off on it. What we did in Canada was just to protect ourselves. And I'm not a lawyer, so I can't answer. Like, I don't know the exact specifics, but I mean, from what I understand, you can just mail it to yourself as long as you have proof that you came up with a concept on a certain day. So just mail it to yourself through registered mail. That should be sufficient. What I chose to do is go through the Writers Guild of Canada. The Writers Guild of Canada is predominantly film and television, but they also do stage and other mediums. So I registered it with the Writers Guild just for even more official registration. And you can do that in the States as well through the Writers Guild of America. But we chose to go through the American Copyright Board and the Writers Guild of Canada here. But I mean, that you know, we registered it, I can't remember the exact date, but it might have been in 2004 maybe when we first came up with a concept. As soon as I put something down on paper, because I knew this would be something, I knew this would be a big idea, so I sent that in and registered it with the Writers Guild. And you renew it every 5 years, but again, as long as you have that official registration at the beginning, then you should be okay. You had a question, yeah?
Yeah, my understanding is also that technically it's copyrighted and you own the copyright as soon as you put the last period on the last page. It's just, you should back that up if you ever had approval.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, yeah. So the observation or the belief is that it's not officially copywritten, or it can't be copyrighted. I never know this right terminology until you've actually finished with the final period. So I mean, what we did with Kill Shakespeare was, I mean, I think we put together a 5-page outline of what the story was. So I mean, I think that was sufficient for that purpose. I mean, again, I don't know exactly what, and it's such a gray area too. I mean, we've just gone through a trademark dispute for Kill Shakespeare because we tried to register the Kill Shakespeare brand in Canada. And apparently there's a fishing company in the U.S. called Shakespeare Company. And they do, like I said, they do fishing products, so fishing rods and reels. But they actually disputed our trademark application. So we had to go to, not court, but we had to go through a couple levels of trademark. We went back and forth on the trademark with them, basically. So you never know, like, yeah, anyways, yeah. So yeah, I would just put it together for a couple pages, like what the outline was, or the original script or something like that, and then send that into the Writers Guild. Right? Out of the questions? So yeah, so this is a cover page. Again, keep it very, very simple. You want it to look as nice as possible. We chose not to put any of the artwork on the front page, but of course, if you have like a simple image, put it on, but just make sure it's not too cluttered. Then this is what we did for a character design. Can everyone see this, by the way? I assume so, yeah. All right. This is what we did for a character design page. So we actually have the character. This is Richard III from a couple different angles. As you can see, we summed up what the character's all about in the one paragraph. We put what his name is, his age, and then one line to sum it up. So again, start with the very simple and then build more detail into it. Then this is actually the project summary. So this would have been, where is this still the geek date? Is this the geek dating next door, I think? Sounds like they're scoring, not dating. So projects, yeah, so this is a project summary. So again, this is summing up exactly what Kill Shakespeare was, not only just from a story perspective, but what we want to do with Kill Shakespeare. So not only the comic book, but even beyond that we think there's possibility for film or TV and stage and that sort of thing. So just, again, keep it very, very simple. We had the watermark. Just stop me if I'm boring you with all the detail about design work, but design is really, really important, especially in the comics industry, because it's all about illustration and design. So you want to make it look as professional as possible. And this is pardon me, this is the issue synopses. So this is what it looks like. So every single issue we'd kind of sum up in prose in a paragraph, in 1 or 2 paragraphs, exactly what would happen in each one. And again, just keep it very, very clean and neat. The reason that we did 12 issues was that if you do 12 issues, you can then split that up into 6 issue arcs, and that of course would be released as the 2 trades. Does everybody understand that? Yes, I assume so, yeah. And if you don't, you can, if there's anything that you're kind of lost on, raise your hand, or you can ask me afterwards, and I'm happy to clarify everything for you. Yeah, so this is the issue synopses type thing. I just like to put this in. This was the process of the creation of Richard III character. So this was the original sketch work that Andy Belanger, our artist, had done. So this is what he did. He had the grand cane with the sword, and of course Richard III, as we all know, as portrayed by Shakespeare, had a huge hump or hunchback. So we didn't want to do that because that was a little too cliche. Everyone does that, so we wanted a different sort of malady. So we wanted like a little arm that wasn't working, a little hand. So Andy did the second sketch, but of course he was covering that up. So of course we got him to change it so it's right there on there. And Andy, of course, is just always creeped out by that. He's like, I would never want him to touch me with that. So that's the character design. This here is what the script, we didn't actually have the full script. Oh no, actually no, we did have a script done as well. We had the script for issue number 1 completed as well, like an early draft of it. So we had that. We didn't submit that to them immediately. That was, we had that, it was available upon request. So I believe that IDW did want to look at that, again, because we were relatively newcomers to comics. They want to make sure that we actually understood what it would take to create, you know, to write an issue. So we submitted that, and they were fine with that. So we had that script done. And of course, this is what the final page looks like. Any questions about the pitch package or the publishing package? We had copies with us, so we printed copies off, and we had them with us. When we went to when we went to the New York Comic Con in February of '09, we had maybe about a dozen packages with us. Like I said, we had set up 1 or 2 meetings in advance, and the rest we just went up to the different publishers and just said, hey, we'd like to talk to the editor, we'd like to talk to someone about pitching an idea. And so they, most of the time they were kind of open to it. You know, we couldn't do it immediately, but they said, oh, can you come back tomorrow at 3 o'clock or come back on Sunday or something like that. And so, yeah, we'd have the package with us. We'd sit down with them and we'd just kind of go through. We wouldn't walk them through the actual plan. We would just talk about what the concept was and who we were and that sort of thing. And again, yeah, like I said, I mean, we had about 5 companies that were interested in it within the next month, because we sat down with about 4 of them during the show, and the other one we couldn't because the editor-in-chief wasn't there. He had to leave early because he was sick, so we chatted with him on the phone afterwards, and then we were fortunate where we were kind of in a position where we kind of played them off one another too, although they weren't completely aware of that. So we just let them know there are other companies interested, you know, can we get this sort of deal point, that sort of thing. All right, so I don't really want to walk you through the business plan because that's kind of boring unless you really want to go through it. Do you want to walk, like what else would you like me to cover in terms of like different possible publishers, different what deals are like? What would you like? Sorry? Okay, so what are deals like? What else would people like me to talk about? Okay, self-publishing. Okay. I can quickly do that too, yeah. All right, so the first one was just what publishing deals are like. Okay. All right, so a couple different publishing deals. So I already talked about the image model, right? Anyone have questions about the image model? So the next kind of deal that you can get is like a near image model, which is kind of what we have with IDW, where, again, we cover all the artwork, and a lot of the times it might be an illustrator that does all the work, him or herself, where they finish the page, you know, they finish all the pages, they get the coloring done themselves, then they submit it to the publisher, and then everything's done from there. So most other companies will actually want a small piece of the back end. Most deals will be 50-50 split on publishing royalties. So once the publisher recoups their expenses, and those, of course, namely being printing costs, any marketing costs, although most deals, hopefully, the marketing costs will not be exorbitant because like I said, publishing companies, unfortunately, and this is the case with everyone, not just IDW and Image, but everyone else. I mean, they just don't allocate that much time or that many resources to publishing, to marketing. But any marketing costs or other small costs, there might be, they might have to pay for a deal for advertising with Amazon or with a retailer like Barnes & Noble to get better shelf space, that sort of thing. But yeah, normally it's 50-50 on the back end, and then if you're lucky, you can get a deal where they get 10% of ancillary, so that's film, TV, game, that sort of thing. The next kind of deal that you can get, and this is the kind of deal you get with an Image, or sorry, with IDW, with a Boom, with Archaea, with Dark Horse, I believe. I don't know the exact specifics because I haven't had one of these deals yet, but if they front the cost themselves, so they'll front the cost, they'll pay for the art, they'll pay for the writing. It won't be a huge amount, but they'll pay for, they'll actually pay towards it. But they want 50% of publishing, and they want 50% of everything else. So, and they also want control of the copyright. So they're the ones that represent the project to film studios, to film agents, people in the video game space, merchandisers, that sort of thing. And then, of course, there's a deal where the company owns everything, but those aren't very frequent these days. I mean, the majority of the deals are either going to be creator-owned model or like the 50-50 split on everything. Yeah. Okay, the next question was self-publishing. Yeah. Well, yeah, is it worth it? Okay, yeah. So basically, to go through publishing or self-publishing route, like the pros and cons of both. 4 years ago, when we were pitching Kill Shakespeare, we decided to go the publisher route, and that was namely because we wanted to have the credibility of because this was the first project we worked on. We wanted the credibility of having the publisher on board. They kind of act as a filter for a lot of retailers or for the purchase or for the consumer. It's like, oh, if IDW puts it out, it's like, oh, I really like IDW. They're a great organization. I really like their books, et cetera, et cetera. So it gave us an immediate seal of approval when it came to retailers, and it really helped us out. We probably sold 3 times as many books to retailers because of that. So yeah, we decided that, okay, well, giving IDW a small piece of the back end and 50% of publishing profits was worth it. So that's why we went that route. Now the self-publishing route, in order to do self-publishing, you're gonna have to basically figure out how to finance that. Because self-publishing means you're gonna have to pay for all the printing costs yourself, whether it's through transcontinental. Is it still transcontinental in Quebec? Or there's 1 or 2 big printing companies in Quebec that can do everything for you. A lot of the publishers go through Korea now, but that's normally when they do bulk printing. So when they're doing like 100,000 copies of My Little Pony and 10,000 copies of Kill Shakespeare or whatever. So you have to cover all those costs. And the other reason that we wanted to go with the publisher was it made it easier for us to get into Previews magazine. Again, when you're talking about comic books, Previews is pretty much the only outlet or the only venue you have to get to the retailer. And so if you're self-publishing, then the way the Previews magazine works, for those that don't know, is the very front you've got Marvel has an insert catalog. DC, I think DC is the first. They've got like 40, 50 pages in it. Then you've got IDW's there. You've got Image that's there. You've got Boom. So because they're well, God, what's the official terminology? They're officially recognized by IDW, or sorry, by Diamond. So they get the prime real estate, and then at the back is everyone else. So everyone from Avatar through to Archaea and everyone, you have to battle with them, and then at the very end is the self-publishing one. And with Diamond, you need to kind of prove to Diamond that you can be able to get orders of 2,500 copies. If not, then they are not going to be interested in it. So if you're really if you really want to get into publishers, get into all the retailers across North America and Europe, then that's what you need to figure out how to get that. Again, you'd have to go through Previews magazine. You have to figure out how to place the ad in. It costs money to place the ad in, and then you have to do the concerted marketing campaign to the retailers. Whether you go the publisher route or the self-publishing route, you're going to have to do that anyway, or I suggest you do that. But it adds even more, because when you talk to retailer like self-publishing, well, what's it going to look like? So you're going to have to send the retailers advanced copies of it, whether it's physical or PDF. Although a lot of them, I found out, a lot of retailers can't even open up a PDF file. Like they're still on AOL. In the States, there's a lot that are still on AOL, and it's ridiculous. AOL is not Alberta Online, by the way. Yeah, sorry. So I mean, those are some of the things that you really have to deal with if you're trying to do the self-publishing route and get into every single retailer. Now, if you just want to self-publish it and kind of go locally and then have it grow from there, so you sell it at the Comic-Cons, at the Expos, and then gradually build the brand that way, then that's a possibility too. Very quickly, I've only got, 3 minutes left? 3 minutes left. Okay, so very quickly with the business plan, again, I can answer any question you have about this. I can send you a copy of this PowerPoint presentation, or I can answer questions. I'm at P10, by the way. Business plan, very briefly, we did financial projections. I won't bore you with all that stuff. We have marketing strategy analysis, so we looked at the comic book industry over the last 10 to 15 years and looked at where the comic industry was, where it's going now in terms of comics versus graphic novels and retail locations like the Walmarts and the Amazons and that sort of stuff. Timelines and milestones. When you're trying to get investors, you want to say, okay, well, we're going to have a publishing deal in place by this time. First issue will come out this time. We'll have a film deal in place by this time, like that sort of thing, depending on what you're trying to do. And milestones. So hey, like if it's supposed to be done by May 1st, then you can kind of say, oh, by May 1st it'll be done, and you can kind of check that off the milestones. And then the creative package. So we put everything in terms of the sample pages, the character designs, everything that was in the pitch package we threw as an appendix at the back of the business plan. Oh yeah, we've already talked. So Marvel DC versus the next level, creator owned versus publisher owned, perfect. Self-publishing and web comics. Web comics is the one thing I'm not an expert at that. So web comics are quite strong though, but it's a cheap and efficient way of getting your brand, of creating your product, getting it out there, and building the brand and building the fan base. Because once you hit a certain level of a certain audience level, then you can go to the publisher and say, hey, I've got X number of readers on a weekly or on a monthly basis, and a lot of publishers are looking for that. Again, because they don't have the time or resources to market everything themselves. So if you can come in with an established fan base or readership level, then it really helps you out. Yes. No, that's okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's say you get those out to the local community and get some feedback and all that kind of stuff and get some minor groundswell maybe on the small.
Yeah.
Let's say you get it as a web comic, you start writing about 10 pages at a time. You get 500 people that follow reading it or whatever. When you go to a publisher, hey, would you like to put out issue 1 of us? Are they going to say, they've already kind of leaked issue 1 and it's out there and stuff, and say, I need something new, I need to reboot it? Or will they look at it and say, okay, we can make this bigger and put it out?
Yeah, so I mean, if you've already put out a couple issues or you put a bunch of content online, will publishers be interested in that? Yes, they will. No. They won't ask you to reboot it. I mean, if you have that fan base, then I mean that's something you can grow on, and then they're actually looking to publish all the stuff that's already been published online. Like, hey, here's the actual physical collection of it. The actual collection that's at bookstores now, that sort of thing. Now they're probably not going to want to release it individual issues, like issue 1, issue 2, issue 3. They'll want to put it as a collected book. But yeah, no, they'll be very. That's exactly what they're looking for. Yeah. Other questions? I think I have to wrap up, so 30 seconds. Oh, no, go. They were late anyways, thanks to Keith. So, yeah, anyways. Sure, very briefly. What we do with Kill Shakespeare is we have a parent company called Kill Shakespeare Entertainment. And that's officially incorporated in the province of Ontario. And then, so everything flows through Kill Shakespeare Entertainment. So any royalties that come in for publishing, any monies that come in, say, from development financing, from telefilm on the feature film, anything comes in from stage production or convention sales or anything like that, everything flows through Kill Shakespeare Entertainment. And then we have because we sold, because we raised the private funding, that was part of equity. So we sold certain shares in Kill Shakespeare Entertainment. And so everything from that's the parent company, and then underneath that we have Kill Shakespeare Digital, which is just for the video game right now. And we had to set that up because of the financing that we got through the Canadian Media Fund through Telefilm to finance the prototype for that. But so I hope I'm not confusing with all this. But we have a parent company, Kill Shakespeare Entertainment. Everything flows through that, and then Connor and myself have certain ownership in that through parent company, and then Andy Belanger, our artist, has a certain ownership in that as well. Unfortunately, I don't want to break down exactly what the equity is, but yeah. That's the way it works, yeah. If you want more information, I'm happy to help you out or answer any questions on that. I think, unfortunately, I have to wrap up, guys. So thank you very much. I hope this wasn't too dry. And again, as I said, hold on, I'll kind of go through this. Key marketing lessons. All right, so yeah, killshakespeare.com. My email address is delcol, DELCOL, @killshakespeare.com. So if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer, you can just email me. I'm happy to do so. I will stress though that it's really busy for me and hectic right now these days. So if I don't get back to you within 48 hours or 72 hours, don't get upset. And if you don't hear back from me within a week or so, just email me again. Just say, hey, I know you're really busy, but can you answer this question for me? And I will get back to you. So I just want to apologize in advance if it takes me a while to get back to you. Del Col, DELCOL, @killshakespeare.com. Yes. Oh, so, well, thank you. So thank you very much. I hope, very briefly, I will do my quick little, I'll just sum it up very quickly in a quick inspirational thing. I will stress it's going to be really, really tough for you to get a publishing deal. There's so many there aren't that many publishers, and there are a lot of people trying to get publishing deals. And even once you do, it's going to be a lot of work. Connor and I have worked on this full time for 4 years, and we do the convention scene quite heavily. We do about 20 to 25 conventions a year on numerous continents. So it's a lot of work. You're on your feet all the time, and you're going to be working more than 40 hours a week. But at the end of the day, it's absolutely worth it. When you go to a convention and people have read Kill Shakespeare and they're fans of it, and they come and want you to autograph and sign stuff, or if they come up and tell you how much they really enjoyed it or how much it's affected them or inspire them to do their own stuff, there's no better feeling in the world than that. So keep dreaming and keep trying to live the dream. Thank you.